someone found what appears to be Ghislaine's Reddit account, where she was a prolific Redditor and gained over 1 million karma on the website. And some people are saying it's fake, like that it's not.
I find it a bit. Yeah.
What is it, like just a username where they've called themselves like Ghislaine Maxwell or something like that?
No, it was Maxwell. Do you remember what the second half of it was?
Maxwell something, but there's certain things which could allude to it being her, but
times of posting, for instance.
Yes.
This account stopped posting when Ghislaine was arrested.
What was the content of this Reddit account?
Yeah, what were they commenting, or what did they get the karma for?
Well,
they were the admin of several websites. So they were the admin of several of the Reddit.
Several of the main Reddits, we add. Not like little like the World News Reddit was one of the Reddits that they were a mod of. And
even some anti-capitalist subreddits, like Greed, for example, which is really interesting.
I think that there was some sort of connection between her and at least the ex-CEO of Reddit, like the original CEO of Reddit from back in the day.
Ellen Pao. Yeah, the interim CEO when the one left.
Yeah.
During the course of her stay as Reddit CEO, this was the party that was listed as one that this account was not posting during, was a party that Ellen Pao, the CEO of Reddit, saw Ghislaine Maxwell at, which was a Reddit event itself.
So not only was she a prolific pedophile, she was also hyper online. She was also a hyper online poster.
Well, assuming this is true, I'm going to go ahead and say that I find it suspect, because the original post of the person who found this stuff, they included all of these statistics about how important Reddit is to explain why someone like Ghislaine Maxwell would do this. And I just find that really weird. Like, I find that to be very, like, either I work at Reddit and know this is going to get circulated, or I post on Reddit and I've tied my identity to Reddit and I really want people to think Reddit is important.
I certainly understand your reasoning and your skepticism around that, for sure. I don't know if I would, but I think I would believe that Ghislaine would have a Reddit account. I would believe that she did all sorts of weird things that you wouldn't really expect someone like her to be involved in. For her to be running several Reddit accounts doesn't, again, or subreddits or whatever you call them, doesn't, again, surprise me because of the types of people she's ingratiated with at Reddit. Sure. As well as the fact that her entire family is incredibly, like, in with just, like, the elite of Silicon Valley. Like, they have, they've been in tech since the 90s. They saw that this was how they could shape the future in whatever sick way that they want as a family and as, like, part of the elite. And they have been doing so for, like, the last 30 years, all to do with data collection and all sorts of stuff. So they've been part of what we're all very scared of right now for, like, at least the last 20 to 30 years.
There was a Zoom call, apparently, and I can't say her name. Ghislaine Maxwell. She basically attended the first court date via Zoom, and apparently on this Zoom call she was in an orange jumpsuit, which implies that she's, like, in custody as we speak. The other thing that people are speculating is she's going to start dropping names in order to strike some kind of deal to get herself a lighter sentence. Some are even speculating that she may be on some sort of prolonged house arrest or something like that. I don't think that they're going to throw the book at her.
A bunch of lawyers that I've been watching talk about this basically have been saying that in a high-profile case like this, where before even this Zoom call had happened, before you'd even seen a mugshot of Ghislaine, that it was already been framed that she was cooperating and that this and that, basically says that the deal is already done. What's gonna happen has already happened. She is gonna vindicate and who she is gonna say is guilty has already been decided.
Why the orange jumpsuit then?
Because you need to play up the notion of it all. You need to at least make people think that the right things are happening.
It's
and
theater.
Yeah, exactly. Security theater.
And
You've brought
like
that up several times.
There isn't one group of fucking elites that want to do all of this, and lots of those groups of elites, or however many there are, I'm sure several of them are all fucking paedophiles, and they sort of all knew each other and knew had bait in each other. So I'm kind of expecting this to basically go like, oh no, Prince Andrew and the royal family never did anything, ever. Like, no matter how many witnesses or how many people of employees of Jeffrey Epstein, victims of Jeffrey Epstein, of Prince Andrew will come forward, that will never be confirmed. That will never, ever be talked about.
I mean, the poor man couldn't even sweat. Why would you attack this poor man who doesn't have the ability to use his sweat glands anymore? It just seems like a very mean thing to do.
Party with his daughters that day. Wasn't that what he said?
That Pizza Express had to close its like Google or Yelp reviews because everybody was like trolling it and leaving loads of like, oh yes, I had a fantastic meal here on the day of like something of 2013 when I saw Prince Andrew.
When a very dry man walked in, seemed to be of the elite.
Definitely not sweating, eating an American hot.
I really love my cheese pizza.
It's the real Comet Ping Pong, guys. The real Comet Ping Pong. But yeah,
exactly.
It is.
Like, it's so funny.
I wonder who Ghislaine is gonna who she's gonna name in this whole situation, because the way that Maxwell is being talked about is as if she's some kind of hero or whistleblower. They call her his consort or his paramour.
Yeah, they've been very sneaky with it.
They tried to sort of make it seem as if she was just procuring the girls rather than like participating in raping them. You know, they've sort of whitewashed her to the point where she's sort of being seen as this hero who's gonna blow the doors wide open on this international scandal. And like, but anyway, regardless of whatever names that she releases, I think this is really going to shake shit up. I think she is going to have to name some powerful people. And I think this whole episode that we're seeing, I think it's never going to stop. I think it's just going to continue to unravel. And I think things are going to get shaken up quite a bit.
I have a large feeling that for her own survival, she's going to largely protect a lot of Americans and British people that were culpable in this entire scheme. And she's probably going to name the most culpable people as being people from abroad, because they've already mentioned that. I think that it's then going to be used to then stoke some sort of excuse to maybe try and like go to war or whatever. Like, you know, it could be used in all sorts of different ways. Like, I don't think she's going to name fucking Trump, even though Trump was a massive part of, like, the entire story.
You talked about it last episode, but, like, just the amount of photos and videos of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein together is absurd.
Clinton
will not be named.
No.
You know, Lex Wexner will not be named. You know, Alan Dershowitz will be safe.
Of course he'll be safe. He's
like many of the key players of the American snake or head of the snake, if you want to, like, you know, use those sort of terms again, are going to be protected, and are largely foreign people, I believe, are going to be blamed for, or not foreign people, but like non-Americans and non-Brits are going to be blamed for a lot of the cohorts with that.